If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
If you take away the Soviet Union and its chief proxy, the PLO, international terrorism would collapse. It would cease to be so menacing.
This is our city, Mr. Erdogan. It's not your city, it's our city.
Imagine having enemies who chant death to Israel. You're surrounded by Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Shia militias in Syria and Iraq, and the Houthis in Yemen, or the axis of resistance as claimed by themselves. The might of Iran and IRGC vows each day to remove you from the face of earth. The solution to all these problems?
Benjamin Netanyahu.
There is no place in Iran that the long arm of Israel cannot reach. And that's true of the entire Middle East.
We might disagree with his way of waging war on perceived enemies of Israel. But one thing we have to admit, Benjamin Netanyahu successfully knocked out every enemy of Israel. And he did not start today. He's on this mission for decades.
And I have another message for this assembly and for the world outside this hall. We are winning.
Israel struck the patron state Iran and its umbrella coalition groups through a series of intelligence operations, targeted offensive strikes, cyber operations, and full-scale conventional military campaigns flexing its air power. While many of these organizations still exist and remain capable of attacks, their popular leaders like Hassan Nasrallah, Ismail Haniyeh, and Ali Khamenei have been knocked out under the leadership of Benjamin Netanyahu. In addition to this, the military infrastructure and operational capability of these groups has been significantly degraded. So the question is, how did Bibi's government manage to confront multiple adversaries all at once? 7 October 2023. The day rules of the game changed. Hamas fighters invaded Israel, allegedly killing around 1,200 people and taking another 251 hostages. This was the deadliest attack in Israel's history. Israel responded by launching one of the largest military operations. But this time it was different. They did not target the missile launchers only. They went for underground tunnel networks with heavy munitions, command centers irrespective of their locations, weapon factories, financial infrastructures including oil refineries, and senior commanders who had for long been considered untouchable. The Israeli Air Force launched several intelligence-based airstrikes combined with intelligence to knock out the adversary. The objective was not only retaliation, it was to reduce the proxies' capability. The campaign significantly degraded Hamas' organized fighting capacity, though the group has continued to operate in some areas. Israeli security reports up to 22,000 Hamas fighters killed, including 3 top leaders Ismail Haniyeh, Yahya Sinwar, and Saleh. You see, for years, Hezbollah was viewed as Israel's biggest enemy. The greatest immediate conventional threat across the Israeli borders is the Lebanese armed group. The group possesses well over 100,000 rockets and missiles, extensive tunnel networks, elite fighters, Iranian support, and it will not be wrong to say that Hezbollah runs a parallel government in Lebanon. Following months of cross-border intrusions and attacks after October 2023, Israel intensified its operations in Lebanon. Israeli intelligence, who had been working for years, penetrated Hezbollah's command structure with remarkable precision. Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, was killed in a targeted strike in Beirut, Lebanon, ending 3 decades of his leadership. Weapon depots located inside southern Lebanese houses were destroyed. Command and control systems were disrupted. Up to 3,000 Hezbollah fighters were also killed in several other operations. These operations have been described as Israel's most sophisticated intelligence campaigns in decades, where the proxies did not have the slightest idea from where they were being hit. Today, Israel controls up to 20% of Lebanese territory, counting all operational zones and displacement areas. For Bibi, Hamas and Hezbollah were never viewed as isolated threats. His long-standing view is that both are intertwined as part of an Iranian-backed regional network. Iran has provided funding, training, and weapons to groups including Hamas and Hezbollah over many years. As per estimates by CIA, Iran has given up to $20 billion since their creation. So instead of confronting Iran only through diplomacy, Israel increasingly relied on covert intelligence operations, cyber capabilities, long-range precision strikes, and efforts to disrupt weapons transfer. On 12 June 2025, Israel stepped further and launched Operation Rising Lion with targeted airstrikes inside Iran. The war lasted for 12 days and ended in a ceasefire mediated by Donald Trump. On 28 February 2026, USA and Israel in a coalition started Operation Epic Fury against Iran to resume unfinished business. The objectives were to neutralize Iranian nuclear program, degrade its ballistic missile capability, removal of rogue leadership, and establishing of air superiority by removing air defense assets. Israeli officials have claimed that degrading proxy organizations weakens Iran and its capability to influence the region. It has shifted the regional balance of power in Israel's favor. However, many people are arguing that the campaigns have also increased the regional instability and humanitarian suffering, while raising the risks of wider conflict. Many news outlets report that up to 73,000 people have been killed due to indiscriminate Israeli actions in Palestine. Although Benjamin Netanyahu did not achieve his stated objectives of war against Iran, groups such as Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis and other Iranian-aligned organizations continue to exist and remain capable of military action. But he significantly changed the balance of power in Israeli favor by giving decisive strikes. Not only he extended the buffer zone in neighboring Lebanon and West Bank, but he also delivered crushing blows to Iran by convincing Donald Trump to use the military might of USA. On the other side, the human cost of his actions remain highly debated. There has been immense collateral damage to life and material in Palestine. Military victories alone cannot resolve the underlying political conflicts, as the new militants due to claimed occupation could emerge. Whether Bibi's strategy created lasting security or sowed seeds of greater animosity and instability would be determined only by times to come. But one thing is clear. The military and intelligence campaigns launched under Benjamin Netanyahu have reshaped the strategic landscape of the Middle East. First, he took on the proxies in the region alone, then convinced USA to strike Iran based on mutual objectives, which has never happened before. It would not be wrong to say that it's because of Benjamin Netanyahu that the state of Israel is surviving surrounded in a hostile environment in Middle East. If you enjoyed this breakdown, do consider supporting the end state so that we can keep on bringing impartial analysis to you. I'm your host Z, and I'll see you in the next video.